Did you know that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has 4 children and one of them has just become Uganda's first ever officially consecrated female bishop? This is none other than Patience Rwabwogo. To put it into context, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, has just 4 children, and Patience Rwabwogo happens to be the third born of the 4. The firstborn is General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who is the Chief of Defense Forces of the Uganda's army. Apart from that, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba is expected to be the next president of this country. That is just for just. Now, the second born is Natasha Karugire. Natasha Karugire is a fashion designer, a filmmaker, and a presidential advisor. Natasha Karugire was born in 1976. She was the director and writer of the movie 27 Guns.
They came and they killed unarmed civilians with pangas and knives.
How can we live like this?
No one here will hurt you. My name is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Myself, together with my comrades, we have formed the Popular Resistance Army. We are a movement against tyranny, extrajudicial murders, against rape, and against any form of oppression imposed on us.
This man and his goons are bandits.
Without weapons, the young men and women will not amount to much.
Let him go through. This, therefore, is a declaration of war.
I simply don't believe his is a cause anybody is going to follow.
Most of us are here because we believe in this cause. This fight for liberation.
Greatest sacrifice. We attack by tomorrow morning.
All we have is 27 guns, 41 men, and hope.
It is an action-adventure biopic film about Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his military colleagues during the Ugandan Bush War. It was premiered in Kampala on the September 8, 2018. And that is Natasha Karugire for you. She's a fashion designer, a filmmaker. The third born is now Patience Rwabwogo. Patience Rwabwogo was born in July 1978, and at the moment she is age 48. She is a pastor and founder of the Covenant Nations Church in Uganda. The fourth born, who is supposed to be the last born, is called Diana Charemera, who was born in 1980. She is involved in environmental conservation and tourism. She is the founder and chief executive officer of Idi Safaris and Diana Charemera Foundation. In the movie 27 Guns, Diana Charemera acted as her mother, Janet Museveni. This video is not majorly about Patience Rwabwogo. I want us to look at Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's family as a whole. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has just 4 children, as we've talked about it before. The firstborn is an army general. The secondborn is a fashion designer and filmmaker. The third born is a pastor and now an officially consecrated first ever female bishop in Uganda. The fourth born, who is supposed to be the last born, is involved in environmental conservation and tourism. What do we learn from the first family? And that is why I'm making this video. I read a book called, this book here, by John Maxwell. It's called Success is a Choice. Yeah. John C. Maxwell, Success is a Choice. And I want to read a certain part of this book, and maybe you can relate it to the first family and what is happening at the moment. Let me take you to this book. Has chapter 5, and chapter 5 of this book is titled Focus Your Energy. I'll read just a few sections, and later I will let you know why I'm reading this part. Watch small children playing, and what do you see? They move quickly from one toy to another, and from one activity to another. They expend tremendous amounts of energy but get little done. That's to be expected. They are exploring their world and learning by doing. Focusing our energy does not come naturally to us, yet it is essential for anyone who wants to make the most of his talent. Having talent without focus is like being an octopus on roller skates. You can be sure that there will be plenty of movement, but you won't know in what direction it will be. Talent with focus directs you and has the potential to take you far. Now, there is this part, the power of focused energy. I'll read. Focusing can bring you tremendous power. Without it, you will often feel drained and unable to accomplish much. With it, you will find that your talents and abilities gain direction and intentionality. And those qualities pay off by producing results. Here are some of the facts you need to know about focus. Focus does not come naturally to most people. We live in a culture with almost infinite choices and opportunities, and because of that, most people find themselves pulled in dozens of directions. What's worse is that people often find themselves expending much of their time and energy on things they don't really care about. The solution to such a predicament is focus. Poet William Matthews wrote, "One well-cultivated talent, deepened and enlarged, is worth 100 shallow faculties." I want to repeat this quotation from poet William Matthews. It says, "One well-activated talent, deepened and enlarged, is worth 100 shallow faculties." The first law of success in this day, when so many things are clamoring for attention, is concentration. To bend all the energies to one point and to go directly to that point, looking neither to the right nor to the left. Why have I concentrated so much on this chapter of Success is a Choice? Like I said before, Museveni has 4 children. The first one is an army general. The second one is a fashion designer. The third one is a pastor. The fourth one is an environmental conservationist. Given the privileges they have the ability to do everything they want. If General Muhoozi Kainerugaba had chosen to be a singer, he would do it alongside being a soldier. He would have wanted to be a DJ as well, and he would be successful at it. He would have chosen to be a member of parliament, and he would still be successful at it. He would have chosen to become a businessman, and he would have chosen to become all those things at the same time. But guess what? He just chose one. He concentrated his energy on just one thing. He focused on being a celebrated army general, and at the moment, he is the Chief of Defense Forces of the Republic of Uganda. We go to number 2. Natasha Karugire is a fashion designer and a filmmaker. And fashion designing and filmmaking, they are careers in the same industry. So, a fashion designer would have chosen to be a dancer, would have chosen to be a businesswoman, should have chosen to be anything she wanted to be, because the money is there, the resources are there, the connections are there, the government support is there, everything is on her side. But she said, I'll do fashion designing. We go to third one. We are still on the fact that if you focus your energy, you'll be successful. And we have so much to learn from the first family. The third born is a pastor. She is a pastor. Nothing more, nothing less. She is the founder of the Covenant Nations Church in Uganda, and she has been a pastor for the last 20 years. Some of you were not even born by then. She has all the resources. She has the money, she has the connections, she has the government on her side. The father is a president. Should have chosen to be a member of parliament, should have chosen to be a businesswoman. She would have chosen to join the army and would probably be at a certain level. She would have chosen to join politics and probably get appointed as a minister somewhere. But she said, for all these 20 years, I'll dedicate myself to serving God. Just one thing. She focused her energy to just one thing. The fourth born is Diana Charemera. She's an environmental conservationist. Period. She's not an army general. She's not a politician. She's not a fashion designer. She's not a pastor. She's nothing other than into environmental conservation and tourism. She is the CEO of Ed Safaris and the CEO of the Charemera Foundation. I'm saying this because I have seen on social media and mainstream media everywhere, people, most especially East Africans, saying Patience Rwabwogo has gotten the bishop status because the father is a president. I think that is being unfair. That's being unfair to the person of Patience Rwabwogo. Some of us are not good at focusing. We are very poor at concentrating our energy on something that can become a success. Not now, not tomorrow, but in 20 years to come. She has dedicated her youthful age to serving God. At the moment, she is 48, and she has been a pastor for the last 20 years, meaning that she became a pastor at the age of 28. At age 28, most of us are into clubbing, drinking, fornicating, doing all sorts of things. But she had the money, she had the connections, she had everything at her disposal, and she would have chosen to do anything she wanted to do. But she chose one thing, serving God as a pastor, and she formed Covenant Nations Church. I think instead of discrediting her effort, we should actually learn from the first family. Like John Maxwell said, we live in a culture with almost infinite choices and opportunities. And because of that, most people find themselves puzzled in dozens of directions. You cannot be a jack of all trades. You cannot be pastor, a businessman, as well as a politician. On the other hand, you are a filmmaker, you're a fashion designer, you're a border rider. You cannot be everything. The first family teaches us a lot. And if we do not learn anything from the first family, then we can never learn anything at all. Their father, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the president, dedicated his entire life to fighting for the country, liberating the country, leading politics. That's all. He had everything at his disposal. He would have chosen to, at a certain point, say, I'm no longer interested in this position. I want to go and do farming. And she would be a successful farmer in Rwakitura. Their mother dedicated her life to serving their father, being a housewife, and she has been successful at that. Their first son dedicated his life into protecting this country. He joined the army and he has risen through the ranks. At the moment, she's an army general and the chief of defense forces. Second born dedicated her life into fashion designing, and she has been a successful fashion designer and filmmaker. The third born dedicated her entire life to serving God. She has been a pastor for the last 20 years, and at the moment, she's a bishop. The fourth born has dedicated all her life. She was born in 1980. She has dedicated the major part of her life into environmental conservation and tourism. And she has been successful at that. What do we learn from the first family? We can say they have privileges. Maybe those privileges of being part of the first family have contributed to their success. It is possible. But let's also look at the positive part of it. They have chosen not to do so much. They have chosen to concentrate on so little and do it perfectly. If you can't learn anything from the first family, then you can never learn anything from them at all. Congratulations, Patience Rwabwogo, on your well-deserved promotion from pastor to bishop. And I would love that everyone learns from the first family. Do not forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.